Hey folks, it's Dave Grissom from Voile Manufacturing. I'm here with a special guest, Torstein, the CEO of Rottefella. We're going to talk about what the Xplore is compared to some of the other Rottefella bindings. And we're also going to talk about the boots, and we're also going to talk about some new innovation from Alfa, another Norwegian brand. Torstein, how does the Xplore fit into your line? How does it compare to the NNN BC, which has been on the market how long?
Yeah. 30 plus years. Yeah,
30 plus years.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the Xplore on how it fits in your line. What were you guys trying to accomplish with the Xplore? Because we're big believers in it, for sure.
Yeah, thanks for that. We are also big believers, and I think that we spent a few years on the development of the Xplore system. I think what we saw on the market was that we had the NNN BC for 35 years or so, which is a great system. It's been a great system for all the applications that it's been used for. But what we saw is that the Alpine Touring market kind of went in one direction. We saw that there was a really big gap between NNN BC and Alpine Touring. So we thought that, especially in the countries where we have sort of this rolling terrain, we saw a huge potential of developing something that could actually fill in this gap. And I think that is where the whole vision of the development of the project was coming. We wanted to develop something that really improves the stability of the binding and the binding system, as well as developing something that improved the skiability, straightforward upwards, but also that gave more stability in the downhill skiing. I think that was where we were coming from. We were testing all sorts of different mechanisms and then ended up on the SpringPin as the best version.
Would you say that the Xplore is a step above what the NNN BC is?
Absolutely. It's and that is the whole idea.
Yeah.
And I think that NNN BC is here to stay. We're not going to kill NNN BC. It's going to stay on the market, and it's going to deliver what that kind of consumer expects for those applications that I think it's relevant for NNN BC, and that's still going to be used. So I think what is really the Xplore system is how to move this upwards, how to attract new consumers that really would appreciate still to have the free heel. So not like the Alpine Touring setup, still the free heel, still the movability of the free heel and softer boots. But still we believe that the system has a lot of potential still.
And I'm impressed with the versatility of it. I typically ski it with the stiffer flexor, and that gives me some resistance to be in a telemark turn. And I find I'm very surprised at how versatile it is. And we've got a variety of boots here that we could talk a little bit about, and they all have varying performance. And we should talk some about the Alpha Free 2.0 boot. My first experience was today, and I'm impressed with that boot as well. That really does take the Xplore system to a higher level for sure. So, yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that some of the communication that we have made around the Xplore system is kind of how can you use the nature just around you. It's probably different here in the US than it is in Norway, but I think that me personally, for example, I love to just take the Xplore system out just where I live. Just go out in the woods with your headlamp maybe during night, get away from people, where I use typically this kind of boots, because then you can use it as an exercise. It's a great way of exercising actually. Use the nature, get people out having a good time, but not be kind of limited.
Exactly. You're not limited. You could take it out just as something to go touring, walking, exercise, fitness. And so the system can be used from everything from just touring and walking all the way to downhill telemark skiing. So it's incredible.
Yeah. So I think that is one way of it. The other way of it is obviously, as I said, there is such a lot of stability in this system. With the whole connection point here is much wider than the NNN BC, and with the SpringPin mechanism, you get a whole different torsional stiffness and stability compared to the NNN BC. And of course, that's why we really welcome innovations like the Alpha Free, the new Alpha Free that is on the market this year, because it shows that it really pushed the system upwards to give better skiability. The limitation is really in the boot. It's not in the binding, because the binding can offer so much stability. So moving in this direction is something that we really welcome.
Well, it's amazing. Yeah, a customer can get the binding, and they've got a lot of choices in the boots from Alpina, Crispi, Alfa to do exactly what they want to do. If they want to just focus on walking, or if they want to focus on downhill skiing.
Exactly.
So it's amazing. What type of skis do you see folks mounting the Xplore?
I think it's actually a quite wide range of skis. I would say that probably the more narrower skis, still with a steel edge, is probably still maybe a better choice with a NNN BC, where maybe also somebody wants to go in tracks here and there. I think that like the dream scenario ski, at least in my opinion, is probably a ski with a little bit of side cut to help you with a ski that is easier to turn.
Absolutely.
And also personally have a very good experience with skis with the fish shell, good old waxless solutions, because typical this terrain, it's sometimes easier because you don't have to stop taking on and off your skins. It glides fairly well.
So you're saying a scale-based ski, a waxless base, is just more efficient with that setup?
Yeah, it will depend a lot on the terrain.
Of course.
If you go up steep and you know it depends a lot. I heard about people that has mounted Xplore binding on pretty wide skis actually. Don't know how that works.
We do too, because we recommend the Xplore with our platform is the Endeavor BC, which on a 178 is 84 millimeters. But we have also seen folks mount the Xplore on even wider skis.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily recommend that, but my own experience, the performance is solid. It is incredible performance in an 85 millimeter waisted ski.
Yeah,
for sure.
Then of course the wider ski that you use will also require more of the boot, to actually be able to get it on the edge, and maybe also even when you traverse a little bit in the upwards, you then also need some stability in the boot. It's important.
With my experience with the new Alpha boot, I think that is going to help with the downhill performance, and it just opens up a lot of different terrain. At least the experience I've had with the boot, it's very comfortable, it's lightweight, and the performance is just, it really jumps up for sure. Yeah. So we're talking a lot about the performance of the Alpha boot, but we do have a lot of other choices here, which I've skied these, and they ski incredibly well, specifically Pioneer Pro, Crispi Futura Pro. I mean, there's definitely a place in the market for all the boots we see here. What do you think about the choices? I mean, what's your take on it?
Oh, I completely agree. All of them are really good shoemakers, first of all, so I think that is a very important point. And in the end, it depends on what kind of application you're looking for, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think that, like all shoe purchases, you need to test the shoe. You need to test it on your foot. You need to see how it feels. Then I think, of course, it's really cool, as you said, the new Alpha boot has coming this year, and it's a really cool innovation. And I also hope that is really maybe moving things forward.
Well, what's great is, just like we were talking about, it depends on the application, but the foundation with the Xplore is that you've got lots of boot choices. You can pick a variety of ski widths. Scale-based skis are really preferable just for efficiency. And so you've got a lot of options there.
Yeah. It's been on the market for 3 years approximately. And of course, the two main markets for BC in general is Norway and the US. That is how it is. That is where we use this kind of equipment. So I think, just like you said, that we discussed yesterday, the videos that has been posted seems to be getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
So there is a real let's say, a grassroots movement going, and that is of course something that we find really interesting, and we are stoked.
That was a good discussion. It was a great overview. We talked about the foundation, which is the Xplore binding, and how it compares to the NNN BC. Is there anything else you'd like to talk about?
It's incredibly rewarding to see that the Xplore system really starts to get momentum here in the States. We call it Nordic Backcountry. You call it XCD. So it's just different names for the same stuff. The two main markets in the world is Norway and the US. And I think that moving forward, we at least are really going to look into more activities in the States, more opportunities to test the equipment. Yeah, we will look forward to the years to come and see what happens.
Well, we really appreciate your time today. We're real big believers in the Xplore system. It really is a good fit with Voile skis. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.